Okay, I'm here. I'm live. Woohoo! And I have a completely new setup behind me right now. So, okay, let's see here. Hello, Rachel. I see you there. And I did get your PayPal about the Venti. And I know Elizabeth also sent me something on Venmo for a Grande. So you guys are the first two up, Rachel and Elizabeth. You ordered a Grande. You want to see what is coming towards you in love this March. Well, that's a great idea because it is a brand new month, obviously. So happy March, you guys. Hi, Seawin. Good to see you. So yeah, obviously, since it's the first day of March, the Christmas tree is gone. My mom insisted. She was just like, it's March 1st. It's time for it to come down. So it came down because I kind of liked it in my side view there in the background. I was like, I got to change things here and I got to move. So now I'm just in a different part of the bedroom basically. And that's fine because here I am. And we're going to get into some readings and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend finishing up February, and I hope you're going to have an amazing March, obviously. But let me get into things here for you, Rachel, first and foremost, since you are first up on the list, and you want to know how your person feels about this connection and if he will ever commit. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, going off of the tarot here with your Venti, I think I'm going to look in. Funny enough, I feel like looking into the will he commit part in the tarot cards first, actually, because I feel like if he is, maybe we'll get some kind of action card from there. I feel like Ocean of Emotion is probably better for how he feels, but we'll see what comes out either way. Cards are wanting to fall down already and go everywhere and go crazy. But let's see what we get. Let's see what comes through. For Rachel, what's going on with her person? Is he going to commit? How does he feel? What do we need to know here? All right, first card out. We have the Three of Pentacles. So I know some readers will take the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. I don't know why I wanted to say Pentacles. Maybe that'll come out next. Who knows? So the Three of Cups, I know some readers take this card as like a third party situation. I don't know if you have like another party involved on, either one of your ends, if there's anybody else who's interested in either one of you, but if there is, it could be confirmation of that. If not, it could simply symbolize celebration. It could symbolize the celebration of him stepping up to commit, which would clearly be something to celebrate. So, you're going to know, better than me, better than anybody else, if there's like this third element that's there. If not, I would take it as celebration, because we do want to know if he is going to commit. And like I said, that'd be something to celebrate. So let's see what else we get here, though, dealing with this dude. We also have the Two of Pentacles, which is about juggling things, basically. And it's funny because, once again, if this was a third-party situation, and, I don't know if maybe somebody has their eye on you, or maybe somebody has their eye on him, but it seems like, there could be. It seems like there could be like this third element that's going down. Even if it's not another person per se, it could be something else in general. It could be something else as just a distraction and taking away from him being able to have that ability to make that commitment to you. Because I know he does. He's probably trying to decide between making a commitment towards you and whatever else is going on, because that's kind of what the Two of Pentacles is about. It's about juggling back and forth and trying to decide, basically. So he may be trying to decide between you, and if it's not like another person, it could be between like you and just like other responsibilities or other things that he may want to take care of in his life. I don't know if there's a third party on his end or not. It actually is a concern. Well, if it is a concern, that doesn't mean necessarily that it's there. And even though, yeah, it came out in the Three of Cups here, that doesn't automatically confirm that it's there. What it could basically, in a sense, be your own fears kind of manifesting this out into the cards. Because if it has been a concern, if it has been something that's been weighing on your mind, that could be a reason why it's coming out. And, our thoughts are powerful. What we think about can definitely be put out there and happen. And if you don't want it to be a concern, if you don't want him to have like a third party involved, you got to kind of get that out of your head, because you don't want it to manifest beyond cards, obviously. But like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be another person. It could just be like another third element in general that he could be juggling with. So, yeah. Hi, Lovely Green. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join. Information on how to go about ordering a question should be down in the description, because I am doing paid readings. And basically, since I don't have super chats, you can order a reading through PayPal or Venmo. So all the information's down there. But let's see what else is going on with this guy. It does seem like he has some choices that he's got to make. Some decisions need to be made here. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is pretty good. The Nine of Pentacles is basically about, I feel like this is you pretty much. This is you kind of in your single, sexy, confident kind of energy. You're just one pentacle away from that 10 of Pentacles, which is ultimate fulfillment. It's basically you just like living your life and doing your thing and being whole and fulfilled on your own, even though he's not there. He's not exactly where you want him to be in your life just yet, but it's basically showing, you got this. You got this even on your own right now. And I feel like he sees that. He sees that you're like a strong, independent, solid type of person, someone that he probably would want to be around and commit to. So, yes, indeed. Hi, Nat. You just paid for a reading. All right, cool. Right now, I think the order on the list is Rachel, Elizabeth, and I haven't looked at my phone from beyond there, but I will get to that eventually. So let's see what else we need to know dealing with him. We have Death. So death is basically the ending of something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a painful ending, but it's definitely the ending of something in order for something new to come along. And, this could be like a new beginning with him. It could be a new beginning in that commitment with him. But it seems like something probably needs to die here. It could be the where is it? It could be that third element that's there. That could be the thing that may need to come to basically pass in order to get to him making a decision here in order to have a new beginning with you, because, he'll be done with that. So in terms of like, will he commit? I feel like it's kind of unknown right now. I don't want to say like, yes, 100% he will, and not like, no, he won't at all. I feel like it's possible. I feel like he could, but it seems like he himself is trying to make the decision. He himself is trying to decide if that's what he wants to do, which is probably why you're not getting a definitive answer on that in the cards, because he himself doesn't even know. But at least on your end of things, I would definitely watch those thoughts about the third party thing. Because like I said, you don't want to go to a place where you wind up manifesting that when it wasn't there in the first place. Sometimes people become paranoid about those things, and then there was nothing there. And then all of a sudden something pops up because we created it out of our own fears. So don't go there. You know, it's kind of like sometimes if you're going to like a general reading or whatever, like a pick a card or something like that. And let's say the group that you choose, the reader's talking about your person being in a third party situation. And you didn't think that they were before then, but now because you picked that pile, now your brain is going tilt, tilt, tilt. And you're like, oh my gosh, maybe they are in a third party situation. And you wind up tripping yourself out and creating this chaos that wasn't even necessarily there. So just be really conscious of that. And, you know, that goes not just for third party stuff, but, you know, really like anything in life, you know. So just be careful what you're thinking about. Think about what you're thinking about, kind of a thing. Okay. And we have the Magician, which is funny because that's literally what I was just talking about with our thoughts. The Magician is capable of creating any kind of life that he wants for himself. You know, he's got all the tools at his disposal. He's got the wands, the swords, the pentacles, the cups. He's got everything. So he can create the life of his dreams, or he can technically create the life of his nightmares if he wanted to. So I feel like the Magician is pretty much you here. You have the ability to create this. So if you want him to commit to you, if you want there to not be a third party, you know, start speaking life into that. Start thinking positively about that, you know. Start thinking about what could be instead of what couldn't be, kind of a thing. So, you know, yeah, don't try and talk yourself out of things either. Like sometimes we can get a little bit too realistic in a sense, and that winds up blocking us sometimes too. So, all right, let me pull out some Ocean of Emotion here. Let's see how he's feeling. Let's see how he's feeling. Moving things around. All right. How is he feeling? Let's see what we got here. And I think somewhere behind me, oh, yep, there he is. I'm like, I hear him a little bit. Oh, we got one that just flipped out, but there's my little boy. There's my doggy right behind me. Is there a reason why my manifestation didn't work out, please? I really thought it would. Not sure why. Hi, Empress, number one. And just so you know, I am taking paid readings only. So I'm definitely willing to answer that question for you. But I need to have a payment on either PayPal or Venmo. The information on all that, like what you can order and stuff, should be in the description down below, because I don't have super chats, but you can pay that way and that totally works. That's usually what people do. So anyway, so this card just flipped out right now for you, Rachel. And we have sad. I'm just miserable and really tired of pretending I'm not. So I don't know if he's struggling with something maybe on the inside. Maybe that's what the third element is. If it's not a person, it could be maybe something that he's feeling and experiencing within himself. It could be like negative thought patterns that he's dealing with. You know, maybe, you know, a lot of people have been experiencing mental health issues over the past year with everything that's gone on with the pandemic. You know, a lot of people have been experiencing depression and loneliness and anxiety and all kinds of things. So maybe he's been suffering from something like that, which is bringing out this sadness. So maybe that's a part of the struggle. And usually if you are someone who is struggling with some kind of like mental health thing, you may not necessarily be super gung-ho to want to like make a commitment to, you know, a person or job or this or that or whatever. So you just might not feel gung-ho about much of anything. So he could be dealing with something on a mental level. That could be what the third party thing is, if there is one. Hi, Ashley. I'm doing good. Doing readings. How are you? And thank you, Empress. I will let you know where you are on the list once I do check my phone. Right now I'm working on Rachel's reading, and then after that is Elizabeth, because I know she came in second. And beyond that, I don't know. I'll have to look at my phone when I get to it. Hi, Heather. Welcome, welcome. My fantastic moderators in the house. All right, let's see how else he's feeling. So we have strength. Your strength inspires me. So I do feel like he sees you as a strong person, which makes sense because I know you got the Nine of Pentacles that came out from the tarot. So I do feel like he sees you as a strong person. And, that probably does inspire him. And it's something that's keeping him in the loop when it comes to you. So, if you do want him to commit, keep doing that. Keep being strong. Keep being yourself. Keep doing you and everything, because that does make a difference. That does, it does help him see you in a positive light. And, that could help move things forward, especially if he is feeling sad and he's not like in the best place himself. What is the list? I have time today. All right. Well, right now I'm on Rachel. Next up is Elizabeth. And honestly, I'm not so sure after that. I have to look at my phone. But yeah. So I'll let you know after I take care of Rachel and Elizabeth, because those two I know are for sure first. We also have healthy. I'm becoming my best self. So, if he is feeling sad, I do feel like he wants to change that and he wants to make that better. So he's working on, changing that. If he has been suffering from some kind of like mental type of depression kind of stuff that's been going on, I feel like he does want to change that. He does want to turn that around. Once again, I'm kind of feeling like it might be something that's been impacted by the pandemic, just because so many people have been dealing with that. Doesn't have to be. There could be other issues going on in his life too. But I just know that's something that a lot of people have been dealing with collectively. So let's see what else is going on. We have beauty. Your natural beauty takes my breath away. So he does find you to be very beautiful. Between your beauty and your strength, you do keep him in the loop. He is interested. He may not be interested to the point where he's ready to commit yet, because it does seem like he has some kinks that he needs to work out on his end. But I feel like you just being like a constant in his life, just being this presence in his life as like a light, it does help him. It does make a difference. And I mean, if you want him to commit, keep doing that. But I would say don't keep doing that just because you want him to commit. Keep doing it simply because it's good for him. It's healthy for him. It's helping him, It's like, even if he was just a friend, I'm sure you would want him to feel better about himself. And, that's just what we do for people that we care for in the first place anyway. So let me get one more here for you on how he's feeling. And then I'm going to go on to Elizabeth. And we have warmth. I miss you and your warmth. So he finds you very warm too. I feel like he really sees you as like this very kind and caring soul. He knows that you're supportive. He knows that you're encouraging. He does find you to be this positive light force in his life. So I think it's important to just kind of keep doing what you're doing. I think things will be okay. So keep doing what you're doing, number one. And number two, just, try not to feed into the mental warfare that you yourself may be going through. Don't let any what ifs and that kind of stuff ruin your perspective and, possibly derail something and make something worse than it has to be, that may not have even been that bad in the first place. So you may have to wait a little bit on the commitment, but I think he can get there. So just hang in there. Takes time, takes patience, like with any relationship, None of these are perfect. Okay. Elizabeth, you ordered a Grande and you want to know, oh, that's right. What is coming towards you in love for March? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's coming towards Elizabeth for the month of March in love. We've gone from a 28-day month to a 31-day month. It's going to be a long month. I don't know. I mean, kind of feels like we've been in March for the past year, hasn't it? Didn't it feel like March just happened yesterday and we were all fighting for toilet paper in the grocery store? Right? Oh man, that's so funny. I was having a conversation with a leasing guy, an apartment leasing guy, about that just earlier today, how like a year ago everyone was like panicking and getting tons of toilet paper because I was like out kind of browsing around for apartments. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that was kind of funny. All right. Let's see what's happening here for Elizabeth. What do we get? We have the Six of Wands, which is a pretty positive start. So the Six of Wands is basically like a parade of good times, a parade of celebration, pretty much. You know, these unicorns are having a blast. They got their wands, they got their wreaths, they're parading on through. They're having a good time, you know. I know like St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I don't know if I'm going to be here in Chicago still for St. Patrick's Day, but I do know every St. Patrick's Day they usually have a big parade and stuff. So I don't know what other cities do that, if other cities do big St. Patrick's Day parades, but who knows? Maybe you're going to do something around St. Patrick's Day for that matter. That'll be like something fun dealing with love. But this is definitely a good start, I would say. I would think that, you know, it pretty much means whatever happens in love, I feel like you're going to have fun, because that's what a parade is all about. It's about fun. It's just having a good time, whether you're in the parade or you're watching the parade or whatever it is. You know, it's just fun. It's just a fun time. So I feel like maybe it's not going to be like so serious. It's not going to be so heavy duty or anything. It's just going to be like a very lighthearted kind of good time. Let's see what else we have going on here. It's so weird. Here in California, we went into stay-home orders. When did that happen? Because I actually live in LA. I haven't been there since November because I drove here in November for the holidays, and I literally haven't driven back yet. I do have to eventually drive back. So, but all my things, everything is back in LA. So my driver's license is California. Everything is California. But I didn't know like they were like that locked down all over again. I knew it was pretty bad for a while, but I didn't know it was that bad. Okay, we also have the Nine of Cups, which is also a really good thing too. The Nine of Cups is kind of like my genie in a bottle kind of card. So this unicorn is basically able to make its own wishes and its own desires and its own dreams come true. You know, you're one cup away from that 10 of Cups, which is an ultimate fulfillment emotionally. So I feel like you're going to be just like very fulfilled in love. You're going to be having a good time. You're going to be manifesting things. You're going to be, you know, making your dreams and your desires come true. And it's going to be a fun time while you're doing it. So lots of positive things so far coming up in March for you, Elizabeth. So that's definitely a good thing. Let's see what else we get. Last March. Oh yeah, no, the last March was crazy. I was there last March when it was going down. I remember driving down like Melrose. I had to go somewhere and there was like nothing at all, like all down Melrose. Like even driving down Hollywood Boulevard, like right there at Hollywood and Highland, it was like a ghost town. It was crazy insane. I took like video of it on my dash because I was like, it's never going to be like this again. So I need to have like recording evidence of this right now. But yeah, I remember that. It was pretty crazy. And we have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups could kind of be like a missed opportunity. So something at some point in March could go down that could be a little bit of a disappointment, but I don't feel like you're going to be like too crazy disappointed because, you know, you had these other two cards come out here, which are very positive, but also, you know, the Five of Cups is usually somebody who is disappointed over these three that have spilled, but they still have these two over here available to them. So something may happen that may be like a little bit of a disappointment. I don't feel like it's going to be anything major. It just might be like a setback. It might be a minor hiccup along the way, but you're still going to have more opportunities available to you. So I don't feel like it's going to be anything that's going to be like super life alteringly miserable or terrible or anything like that. Especially considering you had such other good cards that came out. So let's see what else we got going on here for Elizabeth in March. And we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is all about nostalgia, and it could be somebody from the past coming back. So yeah, so past love could be blossoming. Past love could be coming up in the month of March. That could be what the celebration is about. Or, and it's funny because sometimes we feel like when it comes down to like a past love, sometimes we feel like we've missed out on an opportunity dealing with that person, kind of like the one that got away type of concept. So if you have been feeling like that at all, or if someone's been feeling that way about you at all, I feel like that person's coming back, which is like, basically the evidence here of those two cups that are still there. It's not over. The show isn't over. The party is not over. There's still more to come. Hi, Cheryl, and thank you for the like. Thank you for liking. I always appreciate the likes, you guys, and the subs and all that fun stuff. So definitely helps me out. And the more I'm helped out, the more I can help you guys out. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. So it seems like there's going to be a brand new start, basically, kind of like a stable start. And this stable start could be connected to the person from the past, which could be, like I said, the reason to celebrate, basically, the reason to have a good time. But it's definitely like a stable, very real type of new beginning that could be happening here with the Ace of Pentacles. And let me get one more for you. I would say overall, I feel like the month of March for you is overall going to be pretty positive. Maybe a couple little road bumps along the way, but nothing too terribly dramatic, nothing too terribly crazy. And we have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords, is all about kind of being locked into our own mindset, basically. Kind of like our own little mental prison. Because, this unicorn could easily step out of these bandages that's wrapped around its hooves and, get that blindfold off its face and just walk through the swords and move on with its life, move on with its day. But it's not choosing to do that. It's choosing to stay stuck. And sometimes we do that a lot in our own lives. So I feel like this is basically just a heads up to you to not put yourself in this type of mind frame. And if you do, I feel like the reason why you would be over whatever this is, whatever this missed opportunity is. So I feel like this would only happen if you let yourself really get down over this. But I feel like it's not worth it because I feel like whatever that is, you have so many other positive things going on. You have things to celebrate about, things to enjoy. You can create whatever it is that you want because you're like your own genie in a bottle. Something's going to be going on with somebody from the past, and there's going to be some kind of like fresh, new, solid beginning here. So I feel like overall it's going to be a good month for you. And just, try not to let those hiccups get you down, because if you do, that could drastically change the good stuff. And, any of those things can change at any given moment. So it's best to kind of like keep it positive, keep it uplifting. Don't let yourself go to a dark place when it comes to that stuff. So, all right. Now I'm going to check my phone because I know other stuff has come in since then. So let me see what I got here. All right, I'm going to go to PayPal first. Let's see who's in there. Alrighty. All right, so Rachel, I got you. So there's two Natalies. We have Natalie Valdez and Natalie Jordan. And let me check Venmo really quick to see if there's anybody else on Venmo. Although Venmo makes the noise, and I didn't hear anything on Venmo. So, oh wait, there's Seawin. Seawin is on Venmo. So, because I was not paying attention to my phone while I was reading, I don't know what came in first order-wise, whether it was Seawin or the PayPal people or where we're at. So, okay. So, I'm going to jump over to PayPal first, and then I'll come back to Venmo. Either way, I'm going to get to everybody. So, Natalie Valdez, you are up next. And then Natalie Jordan, I will take you after that, and then Seawin. So those are the next three that are up. So Natalie Valdez, what is your question? My fellow Californian, who I'm not there right now, but eventually I do have to drive back. I do. Okay. All right, you paid for a reading. I saw that. Okay. My question is, what messages does Spirit have for me in the next few months? All right, from one Cali girl to another. Let's see. All right, let's find out with your Grande what is in store for the next few months. Just kind of keeping it open in general. What area of California are you in? Because, I mean, it's a big state. I'm in LA, so, it could be anywhere. So specifically Los Feliz, if you're familiar with LA. But yeah, so there we go. Although I'm not there right now. I don't even know how I've been handling this weather here. But I have been. I've never seen my car so salty in my life. Orange County. All right. Orange County. Disneyland. I miss Disneyland so much. Yes, Disneyland. Oh, minutes away from Disneyland. So you must be like in Anaheim then. You must be super close. I have a second cousin that actually lives in Anaheim. So I'm so jealous. Oh, but yes, I do miss Disneyland. Are you going to go to that? What is it? They have like that new thing, that like food thing that's going to be happening in California Adventure. I think it starts like the 18th or something like that. If I get back there in enough time, I definitely want to go do that. I want to go check that out. All right, so let's see. We have the Five of Pentacles for you, Natalie. So the Five of Pentacles is actually kind of like the poverty mentality. So you may not actually be poor, but you may kind of be feeling a little bit poor at some point over the next few months. So there could be points where you may feel like you're struggling a little bit in terms of finances. That doesn't mean that you necessarily are, but things could just feel like it. It could feel like a struggle. Like there just could be maybe like a couple unexpected expenses that might come up, or, bills could just be tight in general. And, I feel like a lot of us have kind of been in this poverty mindset a lot over the past year because of COVID and people losing jobs, or, having to adjust their hours or whatever it is it may be. But, there's definitely been a struggle for everybody. So I feel like you're not alone in feeling like this, but there's definitely a little bit of a poverty mentality there. Kind of a little note for you to kind of pick yourself up in a sense, cheer up. But yeah, go to downtown Disney. That'll help cheer you up too. I know I always feel better when I go to downtown Disney. Because there's no way to go to actual Disneyland right now. And it is the happiest place on earth. No one can be in a poverty mindset when they're there, that's for sure. And God knows Disney himself is not in the poverty mindset because he's pulling in the money from all that. But let's see what else we got here. We have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like the Eight of Swords kind of goes hand in hand with the poverty mindset, because like I was just telling Elizabeth, with the Eight of Swords, it's about kind of being stuck in our own mind frame, basically, kind of being stuck in our own mental prison. So I feel like, basically be careful to not put yourself in a poverty mindset and keep yourself in this limited type of thinking and this limited type of mental prison, because it could definitely prevent you from expanding and making things bigger and better and more abundant and blessed and favored and that kind of thing. So that doesn't mean that that's going to happen. You always have the ability to change that just based on your own thinking, but to just be aware of those things, just to be careful about those things. Fun fact, I cried happy tears when I met Black Panther. That's awesome. I would cry happy tears about that too. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we got here for you. Let's get some good stuff besides like crappy thinking. We need to get out of crappy thinking. I feel like it's like an illness that we're all dealing with. It's just like crappy thinking. Because, it's more so that than anything else. Like our minds just go to like bad places sometimes, and we all got to change that. Even me, I got to change that too. And we have the Hermit. So I feel like you're going to have opportunities over the next few months to kind of go within, which isn't going to necessarily be a bad thing, especially if you are, struggling with, negative mindsets that may be coming against you. I almost kind of feel like it's kind of a sense of spiritual warfare, because if you have this poverty mindset here, that you're tempted to kind of stay in negative thinking about, I feel like that's kind of a form of spiritual warfare, to kind of like, it's almost like, like a demonic force in a sense that wants to keep you held back, that wants to keep you from making progress and moving forward. But you totally can. And I feel like one of the ways that you can is by going into hermit mode, kind of just like going within, spending time in prayer, spending time just like calming your mind and calming your emotions and that kind of thing, because it'll get you grounded. It'll bring you centered again, right back to where you need to be, basically. So I think that'll really help you not go to those dark places and not, be destructive, because, whatever's going on in our minds is, what's going to wind up coming out in our lives. And if you want to see good stuff come out in your life, you got to clean up your mind. So our mind frames is half the battle. The battlefield is in the mind more so than anywhere else. So be kind to your own brain. We also have, oh gosh, more of this anxiety stuff. We have the Nine of Swords, which is about anxiety and sleepless nights, basically. And I feel like if you do have any anxiety, if you do have any sleepless nights, it's all going back to this stuff here, where you got yourself locked up in negative thinking and kind of this poverty mind frame. So this is all like stinking thinking that has to go. And I feel like it can with that Hermit coming out. But yeah, that's some stinking thinking that needs to go. So I feel like the biggest thing you really need to pay attention to here over the next few months is really pay attention to your thoughts. Really pay attention to what you're thinking about and how certain things make you feel. So really pay attention to that, because all that can totally change. It doesn't have to be like sleepless nights and anxiety and that kind of stuff. And if you are going through difficulty, seek out support, seek out encouragement from people who are going to uplift you and help you, find the fact that, there is sunshine on the other side of whatever it is that's going on, whatever it is that you're dealing with. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with good, positive people. That'll definitely make a difference too. And now there's like a ton of cards that want to fall. I'm not taking all of them because there's too many. But we also have the Page of Cups. So you could get an authentic love offer at some point over the next few months, which is encouraging and a positive thing. So, someone who has like a little cup of love, and, he may come along and be just like, hey, like kind of like you, would like to take you to downtown Disney or something. So, that's a positive thing. That's a good thing for sure. So we have that as a little glimmer of niceness. Let's see what else we have here. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about a fresh new start, a fresh new beginning, something solid, something stable. It could be connected to this Page of Cups dude here, because, the Page of Cups brings along their love. And I feel like it could be something, very real, something very genuine. So that's a positive thing, we need positive there. Let me get one more here for you. But I feel like spiritual warfare is kind of the big theme here for you. Really watch what's going on in your mind. It might be like a good time in a sense to maybe kind of look into a little bit of like the law of attraction and things like that, because that'll kind of help, train our brains and thinking, right? It's like we're constantly having to like rewire our thinking in a sense. And we have the Seven of Swords, which is also about conflict, but I feel like the conflict is more so internal than external because of everything else that came out earlier with like all the mental thinking kind of stuff. So once again, just be really careful of your thoughts over the next few months, because I feel like you're going to have opportunities to freak out, but I don't feel like they're things that are like permanent or long term that are like legit reasons to freak out. I feel like if anything, you may have tests, you may have challenges in a sense where your faith is tested, but I do feel like you can come out on top of these things as long as you are on it and kind of aware, like, okay, this is temporary, it's just a bad day, it's not a bad life, things are going to be better tomorrow, like that kind of thing. So I do think you're strong, and I do think you can get through it. And especially if you're having a bad day, go to downtown Disney. That'll help right there. So, let's see. I'm going to double check on my own chat here just to make sure I'm not like missing anything here with what's going on before I head on to the next one. I just noticed, Heather, you can't stand being home. You can't stand being away from home for more than a week. Well, I've been away from home for like 3 months now. But in a sense, I'm kind of not away from home because I'm like at home, like where I was like raised and everything as a kid. I'm here with my mom. So it's like I'm home, but I'm not like, yeah, whatever. I have 2 homes. Let's just put it that way. I have 2 homes. It's like I have a foot in each state. I have 1 foot in Illinois and I have 1 foot in California and a whole bunch of other states in between. So I don't know. I'm strange. What can I say? But you're very welcome, Natalie. Hang in there. You got it. Okay, I'm going to go on to the other Natalie now, who ordered a Venti. Let me refresh PayPal, make sure anything else is going on here. Yes, so the other Natalie, the Natalie with the H, did you already ask your question? I'm going to scroll up just to look. But if you didn't, feel free to ask it, because I'm ready to accept it. Oh, I think I see your thing now. Is there a reason why my manifestation didn't work, please? I really thought it would, not sure why. Okay. All right, I see you now. So you must be Empress Natalie. Okay, Empress Natalie, we are on to your question about why your manifestation did not work out. Okay, and you ordered a Venti. Just going to double check. Yes, a Venti. Okay, now for Empress Natalie. Let's find out why your manifestation did not work. Just out of curiosity, do you know 100% for sure it didn't work? Sometimes we think things didn't work, but it might just be delayed. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. That doesn't mean it's not coming. It could still be on its way. You're not sure. Well, that's just one possibility. It could be that it still could be coming. It still could possibly work out. You just may have to wait a little bit longer. That could be possible too. Patience is sometimes a big issue when it comes to this stuff. But let's see what comes through in the cards. Let's see what we got here. We have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is kind of about like two different thoughts, two different ideas. A lot of the times people read this as like, trying to make a decision between two different things. But considering we're talking about a manifestation here and you're not sure why it didn't happen or why it's not working out, I kind of take this card as being double-minded in a sense because, swords are all about our thoughts, basically. And when someone is double-minded, it's like there's that one side of your mind that's thinking, all of like the law of attraction kind of stuff, probably the things that you were trying to do to manifest it, positive affirmations and gratitude and, all that positive good stuff. And then the other side of the thinking is like the doubts and the fears and the worries and the insecurities. And it's like when we're balancing both of those thoughts and we're not like living 100% one or 100% the other, it becomes being double-minded in a sense. It's almost better to be completely on fire about something or completely cold about something rather than being lukewarm and kind of being like wishy-washy, like, yeah, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't happen, I don't know. So I feel like that may have been a part of the issue here, is you may have kind of been a little bit back and forth in your own mind about it, about whether it would or wouldn't happen. So that could be part of the issue, why it's not happening or why it's delayed. You had to put a time frame on it. You don't know if that's why. You did have thoughts of it not working, but you've been trying to counteract it. Yeah, that's probably why, the double-mindedness. And definitely, I would not put a time frame on it. I would not do that. Unless it's like, I feel like time frames are really only good for very specific things. Like, let's say, you need to have a job by a particular time, or your bills aren't going to be paid. Like, yeah, that's something that you need to have a time frame on. Otherwise, you're not going to have food to eat or whatever. Or, something like that, something where it's very specific, where it has to happen by this certain time. And if it doesn't, like, everything's going to blow up and go wrong. But if there's no real need to put a time frame on it, then you probably shouldn't, because that's kind of like putting limitations on the universe. That's kind of putting limitations on God, saying like, I know what's better than in my time than what's in your time, kind of thing. And that's not really up to us, as much as we would love for it to be about us and our decision with that. It really isn't. Hi, Johnny13. Yes, you may ask a question, but I am doing paid readings. So if you want a question answered, just look at the description and everything that you need to know is right there. I don't do super chats. I don't have those, but I do have a PayPal and I do have a Venmo, and you're more than welcome to donate onto one of those and make your order, basically. All right, let's see what else we need to know for Empress Natalie on this manifestation situation. We have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like the Queen of Wands is basically you. The Queen of Wands is someone who's very fiery. She's very passionate. She's very driven. She's charismatic. She's kind of got it all going on. So I do feel like this is basically who you are at your core. And I feel like with what it is you're trying to manifest, you are very passionate about it. You are very fired up about it. And that's good, because you should be. That's a step in the right direction. But I feel like this is something that you need to maintain. You need to maintain that fire. It's like, wands are basically fire in a sense. And, if you have a fire going in a fireplace, you don't just put a few logs in it, light the fire, and leave it be. If you do that, the fire is going to eventually go out. You have to like come back and, put new wood in there and stir it around a bit and all this other kind of stuff. So you got to keep your own inner tank fueled up and fired up about this so it doesn't go out, so you don't lose your spark, basically, because when you lose your spark, you start going into this, which is being double-minded and starting to second guess yourself and starting to doubt yourself. And it's when those doubts creep in, you're blocking it. And then, it's either not going to happen or you're delaying it. I do feel like I feel like this can still happen, whatever this is. I feel like it can still happen for you, because I feel like anything ultimately is possible. But it's kind of up to us, it's up to us and how we're thinking about things. And I feel like that's kind of like a common thread here for everybody that's been coming in. Like a lot of people's answers have been really tied to what we're thinking about. It's been tied to our thoughts. It's tied to, are we feeling positive about things? Are we looking at things with hope and expectation of good things? Or are we looking at it with an expectation of something negative? And I know a lot of the times people toss around the whole thing of have no expectations, but here's what's dangerous about that. If you have no expectations, that means you're also not expecting anything good to happen. And if what we expect is what is going to come back to us, then we should probably get excited for good things. Otherwise, they're not going to happen. We also have the Knight of Cups, which is basically forward movement when it comes to love. I don't know what this particular thing is you were trying to manifest, but if it was like a love-related situation, I feel like this would represent the dude basically trying to come through with his cup of love for you. If it's not a person, if it's not a love-related situation, if it's like a job or something like that, I basically feel like it's whatever that thing is where there is love clearly that wants to come through, because knights are about movement. They're about action. So I do feel like it wants to come through for you. Whatever this thing is here that you're trying to manifest, it does want to come through. Let's see what else we get. What else is going on? We also have the Knight of Wands, which is more action. So you got the Knight of Cups and you got the Knight of Wands. And once again, if this is a dude, if this is a love-related thing, then, the Knight of Wands is someone who's very fiery. He's someone who's very passionate. And not only that, but the Knight of Wands, like you can see the wind moving through his mane and his tail. Like he moves quick. He moves fast. So he's definitely someone who wants to move in with a lot of passion. So whatever it is, this thing is that you're desiring, whether it's a person or a job or money or whatever it is, it wants you just as much as you want it. But I feel like it's those thoughts, once again, that's blocking it. No, it was money to do specific things for a new start for myself. Well, like I said, it could be money. I literally just said it could be money that wants to rush in. But either way, like both of those Knights cards are about action pretty much. So yeah, and I mean, it seems like it's definitely something that's important to you because like I said, we have love and passion here. So it seems like it's definitely something that you are very passionate about. And I feel like it's something that can still happen. Like I said, that money basically wants you just as much as you want it. I want to redecorate my apartment and I have a new wardrobe and just a fresh start in it all. And I think you can totally do that. It may kind of have to happen like one step at a time. You may not necessarily have to do it all 100% at once, but I think it can still happen. Totally. Let's see what else we got. We have the Page of Cups. So that's like another authentic offer. So you could be getting offers when it comes down to ways to make money, because if money is what you need, you could be getting particular offers when it comes to making money to, work on that redecorating and everything that you want to do. So there could be offers with that coming in. But I feel like, I feel like it can totally happen. I don't feel like you should put a time limit on it, especially if you want to redecorate. Redecorating is kind of like a creative kind of thing anyways. So, don't rush it. Kind of enjoy the process in a sense. I do have a new job interview on Wednesday. Yeah, and that could be the offer. That could be the offer right here. That could be the offer of a job. And like I said, that money trying to rush in towards you with those nights. We also have the sun, which is basically illumination and truth. So, the sun shining down on us is definitely never a bad thing. I feel like, whatever truths it is that you need to learn about, kind of like law of attraction stuff to attract in that money and bring it towards you. I feel like you're in the process of learning that. I feel like you're learning how to do this. It's kind of like a learning curve, but I feel like you will get there with it. Let me pull some Sacred Creators Oracle cards for you, because you're kind of wanting to recreate in a sense, your own space. So let me see what comes through for you with that. Move those things out of the way. Let's see what we need to know here. I know it's just my family's coming in town and they are judgmental, and I didn't want them to think I'm not in a good place, because I am still trying to decorate my apartment, but I'm rushing it. Yeah, don't rush it, for one. You can't rush creativity, whether it's, decorating an apartment or a piece of art or a piece of music or whatever it is. Anything that's creative, we should take our time with, and we should enjoy the process of creating. And also, never create for somebody else. Create for yourself. Don't worry about what your family thinks. There's this phrase, what somebody else thinks about me is none of my business. So, that even applies to family. Whatever it is that they think about you, it's none of your business. If you like your place, that's what matters. If you know that you're in a good place, that's what matters. If you want to redecorate it for you, redecorate it on your timetable. Don't worry about them. That's the most important thing. But let's see what we need to know from these cards. We have Rise. So I feel like you're basically being asked to kind of like rise to the challenge here. Rise out of, the negative mindsets here that may be holding you back. Just rise out of anything negative here. So you can rise up to accepting this manifestation coming your way, because you can 1010% get there. No doubt about it. And we have raw intention. So, that's a huge part of manifesting anything too, is our intentions. And, I'm not saying that when you were trying to manifest this money to, bring in the money that you needed to redecorate, it wasn't pure, or it wasn't like a full-blown good intention. I think that it was, but, any of that negative thinking that may have creeped in there may have kind of, thrown things a little off course, made things go a little bit slower basically than necessary. So I would say with raw intention, just, make your intentions clear. Make your intentions clear to the universe of what you want. And I would say, like, be crystal clear. Like, if you know exactly how much money it's going to take to redecorate, then put out that exact amount to the universe. And, if you know exactly what it is you want to use to decorate, whatever, paints or pictures or throw pillows or whatever kind of stuff you want to use to decorate, basically, be specific. Because a lot of the times when we're asking the universe for something, and if we're not getting what we want, and we're like, what is going on? Why are we not getting what we want? A lot of the times it's because we're not specific enough. It's kind of like we kind of just throw it out there all willy nilly, like, well, I think I want this. I roundabout want this. And then we kind of get roundabout back and we're like, well, why didn't I get this specific thing? It's because we didn't ask for the specific thing. So be specific. Don't be ashamed in asking for the specifics with that raw intention. Let's see what else we have. How do you stop negative thinking? Oh man. I'm working on that myself. I feel like that's just a part of like the nature of being human, because that's something that we all deal with, every single one of us. No one is immune to negative thinking. We all suffer with it, whether it's about money and redecorating, like what you're going through, or it's about our families, our friends, our relationships, our careers, whatever it is. Like, there's so many ways to get there in terms of negative thinking. But for me, I think one of the things that helps me is, number one, keeping myself surrounded with positive people who are supportive and encouraging, and they understand where my heart is at with things. And, they're kind of like my own little personal cheerleaders, and, they help keep me in check when I start like veering off the path, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. No, we're going to push you back over this way. So I think community is huge. Having a good community of people around you who support you and understand you and can encourage you. So that's definitely important. Prayer is another big one for me, at least. If I'm really confused or upset about something, it may not necessarily fix how I'm feeling right off the bat, but sometimes it's just like, if I'm just venting it out in prayer for a hot minute, I will actually feel better afterwards, just because I know I've had that heart to heart then with the man upstairs. And I'm like, okay, it's out there in the open. He knows what's going on. It's up to him from here on out. Sometimes taking a long drive for me is really helpful. Doing things that I love are helpful, just like things that are fun for me. Like if I was back in LA, I would probably go to Disneyland if they were open. That would help me feel better too. So doing things that you enjoy. I have, where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's laying down back there. I have my dog back there. He brings a lot of love to my life. Animals, they definitely help too. So there's so many different ways to kind of help curb it and help get it into check. But it is a battle, though. It is a battle, that's for sure. It's an ongoing, never ending process. Kind of think of your brain as a computer. It's like every time there's a software update, you have to update your phone. It has to reboot itself and restart and everything else. And your brain is kind of like a computer. So it's constantly having to be renewed. It's constantly needing to be refreshed. You have to download that new software and you have to put it in, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck with some pretty stinking thinking. So it's a constant renewal process. Sometimes it's by the day, sometimes it's by the minute, but it's a constant renewal process. And one book that I definitely really enjoy that's helped me out when it comes to, my own mind frame is Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. And it is a Christian related book, but there's so many good spiritual truths in there, and just like practicality and common sense when it comes to dealing with our thoughts, because that's what the entire book is about. The entire book is about the battle going on in your mind. It deals with negative thinking. So, for anybody who's dealing with negative thinking, I always recommend that book. It's something I could read over and over again just to refresh my own mind. But hang in there, though. I know it's not easy. And I know I just kind of went on a separate tangent about negative thinking, but it seems to be a big topic that seems to come up a lot. And a lot of people seem to be having that come out just in general in their readings tonight. So there must be something in the air. But let me get some more cards here for you, Natalie. aside from answering that question for you, which I hope helps. We have sacred mirrors. So sacred mirrors is kind of like the people around you. The people around you are going to reflect back to you whatever it is that you're kind of like putting out there. And I know you were talking about your family and how they can be judgmental and that kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons why you're concerned about redecorating and getting this all together and stuff. But don't let what it is that they're reflecting onto you with that bother you. This is kind of what I was saying from before with like ways to help keep yourself positive. Find some positive mirrors. Find some people who are going to keep you uplifted and inspired and encouraged, and people who can kind of be like cheerleaders for you, because when you see them cheering you on in your reflection, you're going to be like, yeah, I can do this. I got this. I don't need to worry about what anybody else says. I can just turn away from those negative mirrors that want to bring me down. So you're very welcome. I'm glad that helped. And I hope it helped anybody else who's watching too. Just because I feel like that's good information that anybody can use. Let me pull a couple more here for you though. And I do think you will get the money. I think you're going to get the money, and I think you're going to be able to redecorate. You may not be able to do it in the time frame necessarily that you would like to. I don't know if you're going to get it done by the time your family is all there and stuff, but I think you can do it. I think you will get it done. And I think, the end result is going to be exactly how you want it. It's going to be exactly how you would like it to be. Make a mission statement for your soul. So, a mission statement, like businesses have that basically. It's kind of like what their purpose is, what it is that they want to do. So, make a mission statement for yourself, dealing with decorating in a sense, dealing with making money to get there and to do this. So make a mission statement on how you're going to go about this. I feel like this is kind of going back into the whole getting specific about what it is that you want with it. Because once again, the more specific we are with the universe, the easier it is for it to deliver back to us, because it's like, okay, all right, you want that specific thing. Got it. That's no problem. It's like you could ask the universe like, hey, I want a dog. And maybe in your heart, you're thinking, oh, I would really like a golden retriever. And then the universe delivers to you a I don't know, a Rottweiler or something. And then you're like, I didn't want a Rottweiler. I wanted a golden retriever. But you got the Rottweiler because you weren't specific. You just said dog, so you got something else. Now, dogs are great no matter what breed, but that's just an example of needing to get specific. And then we have you, the muse. So in a sense, you're kind of like your own muse. Be inspired by yourself, like be inspired from what you have within, because what you have within is exactly what you need to be creative. And that creativity is what's going to create this beautiful, wonderful home space for you, basically, in decorating your place. So, don't worry about your family and don't let them be the inspiration in this. You be your own inspiration in decorating. So, yeah, I hope that all collectively helps you, the cards and all. But yeah, I would say, final result here, I would say, is you can get that money and you can still decorate. Don't put boundaries on it. Don't put limitations on it. But I do think that you can definitely get there with it. So it'll look good. It'll look amazing. So, all right. I feel like I want to say Seawin is next based upon what's already come in, but I got to check my phone here to make sure. All right. PayPal is all good. We got the Natalie's. And let me go to Venmo because I do believe you're next, Seawin. And you are. What areas of life do you need to focus on? Okay. Good question. And I'm going to laugh if it comes up to be our mind frames again and making sure that we're thinking with positive thoughts, because that seems to be the focus tonight. But let's see what Seawin needs to focus on. You're very welcome, Natalie. It's going to be awesome. Hang in there. You got it. All right, Siwin, what do you need to focus on? I feel like we all need to focus on what's happening in our minds. Clearly, spiritual warfare. It's a real deal. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands right off the bat. So, the Knight of Wands is about taking action and passion and desire and that kind of thing. So, considering we're discussing what you need to focus on, maybe what you need to focus on is taking action towards your passion, action towards your desires, action towards whatever it is that sets your soul on fire, whether that's like a career pursuit or a hobby or an interest, maybe even a person, so whatever it is that, lights you on fire, I feel like you need to take action towards it, number one. So there's definitely some action you need to do. You're scattered with your energy. Just burned some Palo Santo wood. All right. Well, we'll see if we get chaotic cards here. If I get cards that are all over the place and kind of like, wow, then we'll see. But there's definitely some action stuff going on there. Let's see what else is going on. And we have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about making a decision, but it's about making a decision in confidence. So I know you were just saying you're feeling really scattered. And when you're scattered about anything, you're not going to have confidence. You're not going to have the confidence to make a choice, basically, or you're not going to feel confident in making your choices. So I feel like this is basically saying that you need to get to a place of being confident, which is funny because, these are wands, so they're filled with fire and stuff. But I feel like in order to get to a confident place, it comes with some actual grounding, though, which is not fire, but I feel like there's a little bit of grounding maybe that needs to happen there. So if you're scattered, I would feel like there's something dealing with grounding here probably that needs to happen. Because if we're grounded, if we're firmly rooted, we're not going to be scattered. And I say that in a sense, kind of preaching to myself, because I feel kind of scattered. I feel like I got stuff going on here in Chicago. I got stuff going on in LA, and I don't really know where I want to land. So I kind of need to even ground myself so I know where I want to be, because I'm like, I don't really know. I'm kind of scattered too. So, and I also would like to be confident in my decisions, which I don't feel that way right now. So it's all a work in progress. And we have the Five of Pentacles. And I know this card came out earlier too, which is, that poverty mindset. And once again, you could be feeling this way when you're feeling scattered. You could kind of feel like you're just kind of losing it all, maybe losing your mind in a sense. So I feel like, could be reflecting a little bit of that coming through. Because I definitely don't feel like the focus is, oh yeah, focus on poverty mindset. No. That's something that you don't want to do. And we have the Star. So I feel like, with the Star coming through, the Star is basically like you rising up to your full potential, shining, sparkling, radiating, just being amazing and being awesome and all that good stuff for yourself. So, if you're just being you, basically, in a sense, and, being who you are and letting that shine and radiate, that's definitely going to help too. You don't feel confident either. Yeah, I feel like grounding needs to happen to get confident. And I feel like not just that, but we need to listen to our gut. We really need to listen to what's going on inside, because I feel like, not just for you, but for me too, I feel like for both of us, we probably already know the answers to what we need to know deep down inside. But it's like, at least for me, I know I second guess myself a lot. So maybe you're kind of having a similar thing where you're second guessing yourself. It's kind of like that fear of like, okay, if I choose to do this, did I choose wrong? is that going to be the right answer or not? I don't know. Like, I feel like we kind of need to drop, once again, those fears of if we're going to screw up. You always got to kind of remind yourself, like, even if you do choose wrong in a sense, it's really never wrong, because somehow you're going to be put back on the right track. Somehow you're going to be taken to exactly where it is you need to go, exactly where you need to be, even if you need to make a detour. So that may be something that we both need to learn right now, in a sense. We also have the sun. And the sun is about that illumination. It's about truths. So I feel like the more truth you have, the more illumination you have, the easier it's going to get for you, basically. So I would say, like, really kind of just like pray and go within and ask those deep questions about what is true for you. What is true for you that you need to know for you right now in order to get unscattered, in order to become more confident in your decisions, in order to, tap into that star power energy that you clearly do have within you. So I feel like you just need to kind of like face some truths and face some illumination here that needs to happen. But I don't feel like it's going to be like bad things that you need to know or anything like that. It's just like us kind of like accepting, like, okay, this is what's real, this is what's true, So let's see what else we need to know here. What else does Seaman need to focus on? We have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is about hard work. It's about just kind of working our booty off, working our tail off, getting the job done. And, I feel like no hard work goes without being noticed, knows without being rewarded. So this may be a time, this may be a season to work hard, to just like work hard at things. And I know the first card that you had come out here was the Knight of Wands. So maybe what you need to, oops, wrong way. Maybe what you need to work on here is your passions. If the Knight of Wands is all about our passions and our desires and forward movement with them, that may need to be what you need to work on. You need to work on moving forward with what you're passionate about. That may help you feel more confident. It may help you feel like you're going in a better direction than what you're going in right now, basically. It's kind of like that mixture of fire and earth to ground you, which is what we definitely need here. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's so interesting to me how like the same cards like to come out over and over again sometimes. But yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is about a new beginning. It's about a solid new beginning, a very real and stable new beginning. So this could be a time of a new beginning for you, which I feel like is a good thing. It's a positive thing. But even sometimes new beginnings can feel very scary at times. Not because they're bad, but because it's kind of like the fear of the unknown in a sense. It's like, we don't know if it's a good thing just yet because it's just at the beginning. We just don't know. But I do feel like there's this positive new afoot kind of about in a sense for you. Hi, Lewis. Thanks. Thanks for what? What happened? And we have, well, this doesn't surprise me at all, given the fact that you are saying you're scattered right now. We have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is all about trying to make decisions. It's about trying to make choices. Clearly this unicorn has a lot of options in front of it with a lot of different things in these cups. And in a sense, it can also be about illusion because we can be distracted and kind of thrown off course and kind of like, what is real, what is not. We're not really 100% sure. But I also feel like that's where, come back to me card, where are you? That's kind of where the sun comes back in, because the sun will illuminate where there's illusions. It'll illuminate what's true and what you need to do and what you need to stick with and, what's not. So I do feel like, yeah, you are scattered for sure. Like it's definitely coming through here that you are scattered. Maybe I just can't see my options. You can't, well, there's definitely options. I mean, you got the set. Where were you? Why are you all flipped out and over? You got those 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is a lot of options. So you do have options. Without a doubt, you have options. Oh, thank you, Lewis. I'm glad you enjoy them, and I'm glad that they're helpful. That's why I do them. I do them to help. I do them to help you guys, and and it helps me too. Like, sometimes it's like I'll be doing a reading and I'll be doing it with the, especially if it's like a pick a card, not necessarily here on like a live, because with a live, it's like I know that this question is going towards a specific person, but especially if I'm doing like a pick a card and I know that anyone could come across it. It's like I could be going through the reading and I'll be like, oh man, this pile I could do for myself. Like, what's this about? So it's helpful all the way around. Let's see what else we got, Seawin. So we have the 3 of Swords. Are you going through a little bit of heartache right now? Heartbreak? Because that's definitely what the 3 of Swords is about. It's definitely about pain, suffering, heartache, heartbreak. So if you got any of that going on, that could be what's kind of holding you back. There could be something that maybe you need to heal here, because I feel like if you heal this, it's going to help you feel more confident. It's going to help you realize that you do have options, that you do have choices available to you, that you do have, like something to be fired up and passionate about to work towards. So yeah, because I hear you on that. That's for sure. Yeah, I feel like when it comes down to that kind of stuff, when they're being like that, basically, the best thing you can do is turn around this shit that he does to you and turn it into something positive. I mean, the whole reason I am sitting here doing readings right now for you guys, and, I started uploading to this channel and everything, was because of my person. Like, I wouldn't be doing this right now if it weren't for him. So in a weird way, I have him to thank for. And I have him to thank for a lot of things when I think of that, actually, because, I've known him since I was 14. And kind of when he went out of my life, like around the time I was 18, I was kind of like not happy. And my best friend at the time and we healed our little broken teenage hearts by going to boy band concerts. And if it weren't for him, I probably would not have gotten up the balls to, like, I was the one basically with balls here. I probably would not have gotten the balls to travel up to Madison, Wisconsin, stay at a hotel there, and eventually wind up meeting 98 Degrees, and then taking like this whole other route in my life that I was on for like well over 10 years, being in the music industry. And that chapter had absolutely nothing to do with him, but it was because of him that I went into that chapter of my life. And I'm glad that I took that route, because I have like so many memories and so many adventures and all this other kind of stuff of being in the music industry. And now, fast forward to like 2 years ago, this dude comes back into my life 20 years later, still issues going on, obviously. And now, because of the present issues, I'm here doing readings for you guys. So it's kind of like I've taken a lot of the heartache and pain that I've dealt with dealing with him, and I've been turning it into something positive. I've been taking it and either creating music like I used to do back then, or doing readings here with you guys and trying to help other people who have been in similar situations like what I'm dealing with. So it's like I'm trying to, help others through my own pain. So maybe there's something that you can do, which I feel like, where was it? I literally just had it here with these cards. I got them all over the place. I'm like, what's going on here? Which I feel like goes back to what I was saying for you, Seawin, with you taking something you're fired up and passionate about and starting to work hard at it. So instead of letting him be your source of pain and anguish, allow him to be the driving force for you to do something positive and to do something better for yourself and others. Turn that pain around, turn that pain into something that you can gain from. So turn it into a passion, turn it into a passion project that you can work towards. Maybe you would want to get into trying to do readings yourself, if you feel like, that intuitive kind of touch. Yeah, totally. Redirect your sadness, 1000%. Find yourself an outlet. And it looks different for everybody. Once upon a time for me, it was music. Now it's doing readings. Who knows what's going to be 20 years from now when he probably pops up again. Because knowing my luck, that's when it'll be again. It'll be like another 20 years. But yeah, just find that outlet, find that positive outlet. And I feel like for most people, it's usually a creative outlet. Look at how many songs have been written out there, how many love songs, so many heartbreak songs and that kind of thing. And it's all coming out of places of pain, but people find creative ways to do that. Look at Taylor Swift. Look at how many songs that girl has written out of heartache. So, it could be music, it could be tarot, it could be writing. Maybe you have a book inside of you that you need to write, or like a blog. It could be painting, it could be art, just anything, like whatever it is that speaks to you, just step out and find out and try it. I love Look What You Made Me Do. Yeah, Taylor's amazing. With her newest album, that I have it right here. Wait, hold on. Gotta move my beats out of the way. With this one, her newest, yes, I actually have like an actual CD here. It's not just like digital, but the newest one, Evermore. If you guys listen to 'Tis the Damn Season and Dorothea, that would be exactly how I feel dealing with my person. So it's like Dorothea would be him and 'Tis the Damn Season would be me. But yeah, Blank Space is really good too. She has so many good songs. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, we have the 10 of Cups. So, this is a positive thing. I feel like you put your energy into whatever it is that you need to do in order to feel better about yourself, turn that pain into some kind of gain. I feel like, number one, it's going to help heal your heart. It's going to make you feel good because you're doing something for you. You'll probably be helping other people too through that. So you'll be making other people feel good as well. And it may even turn things around with him and bring him back to you so you can have your 10 of Cups, your ultimate fulfillment with him. But he's probably not going to wind up returning to somebody who is, constantly doing this in a sense. So you got to start turning that around and putting yourself in a 10 of Cups type of mind frame in order for you to get to that 10 of Cups. Like attracts like. But I'm going to pull some sacred creators for you as well, just because I feel like that may have some general overall good kind of stuff for you in trying to adjust this all. And it's just a positive deck. It has like a lot of, positive, encouraging stuff to kind of help us all out. So, and it's also my newest deck, and it's just fun. I like it. Oh, and this is another super cool thing. This is nowhere near being like ready or released or anything like that, but I am currently in the process of working on my very first Oracle deck, which is kind of exciting. So it definitely has a theme to it because I wanted to choose like a unique theme, something that nobody else has really released in terms of Oracle cards. So I feel like it's pretty unique. But I am in the process of like channeling messages and creating that and everything. So whenever that is ready, which I feel like it won't be a while yet because I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out, I will let you guys know. And I will probably start using it in readings here too. So that's pretty exciting. And if I start popping out decks frequently enough, I'll probably wind up, and I just had a card flip out here, I'll probably wind up setting up an Etsy shop so you guys can purchase the deck too. So we have Fierce Serenity. So, serenity, I think of like kind of surrendering in a sense, like kind of just like being at peace with the way things are. So it's not easy doing that, but it says to do it fiercely, which means you really got to make an effort with that. So it's kind of like surrender with how things are now, kind of just like make peace with having peace in a sense, make peace in the fact that things may not necessarily be where you want them to be just yet, but that doesn't mean that it can't be eventually. Let's see what else we have here. We also have, this is a good one for everybody here, including me, especially me being a Libra. Overthinking can spoil the magic. So no overthinking. Overthinking is trouble. And overthinking can bring us unnecessary heartache too. Because sometimes, to be quite honest, it's not even the masculine, it's not even that other person who necessarily said anything or did anything to be the problem. Sometimes it's our own mind and the fact that we go to a dark place in our head that we shouldn't have gone to. And we kind of like create these scenarios that don't even exist that ruin things. So no overthinking. The overthinking is bad stuff. Bad, bad, bad. So I feel like once again, that's kind of going back into the territory there about mind frames, like a spiritual mind frame kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe that's something, considering that seems to come up a lot, not just in tonight's reading, but I feel like that's something that comes up a lot in general. Maybe, I mean, I know people come here for readings, and that's what I do, and that's why I'm here. But if anyone would be interested in like a how to fight the battle going on in your mind, basically, maybe I could do like a once a week video series or something on that to kind of just like coach people and help people with that. Because, like I feel like a lot of the times, people wouldn't come here with the questions that they did if people just had the tools available to them to be just like, oh yeah, so that's how you battle the minefield, basically. That's how you battle it out and think right thoughts and think positively and not get caught up in overthinking and all that kind of stuff. So that's an idea. We'll see. We also have step ahead. Step ahead is all you need. So once again, you had the wands, the knight of wands that came out there. I'm like, it was one of those knights. The knight of wands that came out there, which is all about action, that pursuit of action when it comes to our passion and when it comes to our desire. And I feel like this is kind of just like confirming that. I mean, even right here, we got the 3 little arrows here that kind of looks like a fast forward kind of a button. So I feel like it's definitely telling you it's time to take action. It's time to take action on those passions, on those dreams, on those desires. And as of right now, that dream may not necessarily be him, but it can be inspired by him. And you can definitely do some things coming out of that energy and take action towards that and kind of see what happens from there, where things go from there. And we have the sacred flow of yes. So start saying yes to yourself. Start saying yes to these passions and these ideas and these dreams. And, this outlet, basically, whatever that outlet is going to be to, getting to a place where you can start expressing this stuff and getting it out there and helping yourself feel better, probably helping other people too along the way. What else do we have? We also have befriend the word polarize. So, polarize, when I think of the word polarize, I think of something that is very shocking in a sense and kind of unbelievable. So, maybe get friendly with what's unbelievable, with what seems shocking and what seems surprising, because, you know, if you're so used to things being a certain way, you never know. Like, you could do all this stuff and then he could wind up appearing out of nowhere, which would be shocking. And then bada bing, bada boom, you got your 10 of cups. So, I really feel like if you want to help turn things around with him, you got to find that outlet. You got to find that outlet to kind of just like express it, let it creatively flow. It's like, I feel like you got a story or something inside of you that you need to get out. It's almost like God is kind of saying to you right now, like, hey, see, when he's in your life for a reason. He's in your life not just for you and him and for you guys to be good together, but so you can help other people with everything you've been dealing with him. It's bigger than just the two of you. You guys have a mission together, which is true because twin flames do. They have a mission together and they have a mission to kind of like help the world in a sense. You could use a shocking surprise. Well, make sure it's a shocking good surprise. If you want one of those, that's totally fine. Just make sure it's a good one. So put it out there that you want it to be good. Not like a shocking bad surprise, like a flat tire or something. And we have you are epic. So never forget that you are epic. You've got this. You may be scattered at times, but that's okay. Don't let it weigh you down. I would say, whenever we're experiencing that heartache and that heartbreak that's kind of like going on there, just remember that it's temporary and try not to stay there, most importantly. Rise up beyond it. So, I would say overall thing to focus on is whatever it is this new thing is that you need to do in order to like make a difference out there in the world, because the world needs it and it's going to help you too, which is pretty cool. All right. Let me check my phone really quick. See if there's anything new going on here. All right. Venmo is good. PayPal. Let me check on you. And PayPal is good. You're very welcome, Siwen. You got this. Hang in there. Like I said, I get it. I completely get it when it comes to my own person. He drives me nuts. And even in his lack of talking, sometimes he drives me nuts. Let me see. I think I'm going to pull a few cards here just for whoever's here in the room right now, just kind of like general for whoever's here. And let's see. What deck have I not used tonight? I want to use something that I haven't used. If I can, like, my setup is different now, so I'm like, I don't know what to do. You're writing right on top of my timeline. Right on top of your timeline. You know what? Timelines. That's actually a good idea. Let me get some timing stuff. Got all my bags of cards here. So I'm going to ask the Divine Time Oracle for whoever's in here right now, basically. I would say just think about something that it is that you want to see manifest in your life. Whether it's a person or a job or money or whatever it is. We're just going to kind of see like what comes through in terms of timing of what we all need to know right now in regards to our heart's desire, basically. Because I'm like, I want to pick a different deck, something that I haven't used all night tonight. So this is what I'm going to use. Let's see what we get. What do we need to know timing-wise right now, you guys? Oh my gosh, I just realized my mom's dog is in here too. She's been under the bed the entire time. At first I thought it was my dog. I'm like, what is he doing down there? I didn't even hear him get down. It wasn't him. It's my mom's dog. So I got 2 dogs in here with me, apparently. And she can get loud and crazy. So I'm glad she didn't like do anything crazy because she can get really crazy. All right, we have a few weeks to go. You can make it fast or you can make it slow. Perspective. So I feel like the key word here is obviously perspective. So a few weeks from now, something may happen dealing with your heart's desire. That doesn't necessarily mean that it'll completely manifest, but I feel like there could definitely be some progress if it doesn't manifest completely at that time. But I feel like most importantly is regardless of how long or how little of time it takes for whatever it is that you are desiring right now in your life, it's all about perspective. There's a reason why that phrase, time flies while you're having fun, exists, because it really is all about perspective. It's like a day at school when you're a kid seems like it takes forever. It's like you look at the clock and you're like, oh my God, when is it going to be 3 o'clock already so I can go home? It seems to take forever. But then on the flip side, if you spend an entire day at Disneyland, you're there for like 12 hours or something, it feels like the day just flies by like that. And the next thing you know, the park is closing and you have to go home and you're like, but I'm not done yet. And it's totally because of perspective. It's like the same amount of time, but one seems to go by faster than the other based upon how we're enjoying it. So make sure you're enjoying your time while you're on the way to wherever it is that you're going, basically. Hi, El Chili. Welcome to the live. I'm doing kind of like a general reading right now for everybody in regards to timing. Everyone's heart's desire, basically, what we need to know dealing with timing. But if you have a specific question, you're more than welcome to you're more than willing to submit a payment through PayPal or Venmo. I will gladly take that. And, the rules are down there in the description of what you can order pretty much, and I will answer your question for you. We also have time for a change. It won't be strange. So it seems like the seasons of change are definitely upon us. Things are moving and changing and shifting and all the other kind of stuff, which makes sense because if you don't have your heart's desire just yet, something probably has to change. And I know people get really scared about change sometimes and freaked out about it. And they're like, oh, but if it changes, that means something bad is going to happen. That doesn't always mean something bad is going to happen, especially if you want to see something good happen and things are bad, then the change would be something going from bad to better. So change isn't always bad. It doesn't have to be scary. I feel like it's the unknown parts that are the scary parts, but it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be scary. So change is definitely on the way. You get any vibes? Well, right now I'm just, getting whatever vibes come through timing-wise here. That's kind of what's going on. And my mom's dog is being weird down there. She's kind of driving me nuts. Don't bite your tail. She likes to bite her tail. It's really, really annoying. She should not do that. We also have 616, egotistical. Watch your spending responsibilities. So I feel like this is kind of just a little reminder to all of us to probably tighten the purse straps a little bit and to not go super crazy, overspending crazy amounts of money. I don't feel like that's saying never treat yourself. It's okay to treat yourself every once in a while, but try not to spend money in places on things that you really don't need. They're kind of going to be wasteful. I know tax season is coming up for a lot of people. So, if you got taxes, bills, responsibilities, that kind of thing, put those things first. Just take care of business. Just be careful with those kinds of things in general. You are welcome, El Chili. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else. What else is going on? When God, when? That's kind of what we're asking right now. When God, when it comes to our heart's desires. You're going to be shocked. Stop staring at the clock, which I feel like is key to pretty much anything. It's like whenever we're watching the clock, whenever our eyes are glued to that and we're like, when is it going to happen? It never seems to happen. And then when we're not paying attention at all, when our focus is elsewhere, when we're distracted, when we're doing other things, that's when boom, it happens out of nowhere. And I know a lot of the times, people get freaked out with the timing thing because maybe there's like a particular deadline that's involved. If it's like a money thing, maybe people are freaking out thinking like, oh, I need X amount of money in order to be able to achieve, A, B, and C. Or, it could be like, the woman thing, like time is running out, like I'm going to have menopause one day or whatever, and I want to have kids. I know people freak out about these things. I've been there. I freak out about these things too. But we need to, not get enwrapped with the clock because it's only going to hurt us, not help us. It's okay, Heather. No worries. I pretty much got everybody who's been on the list, which is great. I'm kind of just doing like a general reading right now for everybody in terms of timing to see what people need to know timing-wise, just dealing with their heart's desire. So that's kind of what's going on. So, and there are 6 people in here, so I guess there are at least 6 people who want to know some timing stuff. So that's what we're kind of looking into right now. And this is so funny, you guys. We got 555 changes, release fears, shifting, and where was it? It like literally came out a couple cards ago. And right before that, you guys got the change card. So like I said, lots of change going on. This is like double confirmation on change. Change is happening. Shifting is happening. And yeah, there always seems to be a lot of fear connected to change, but people should not fear it. I think it's the unknown that's the scary part. And I get there because, or I get that because I've been there. I'm kind of in there right now myself. But I feel like in some ways we kind of have to get comfortable with it. We kind of have to get comfortable with the unknown. And, it's a process. But once again, if you're somewhere that you don't like, then that means things are going to have to get better. Change can be positive. It can be good. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Your readings will grow. Well, thank you, Lewis. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope to pull in more people. I want to be able to help as many people as I can. And it's really funny because one of the apartments that I went to go tour today, it was the very last one that I went to. The leasing lady that I was talking to, she asked me, she was just like, oh, like, what do you do? And I mentioned doing readings and stuff. And she loved that. She thought that was like the coolest thing. She was just like, oh yeah, if you move here, we could do like tarot night in the building and you could have people come and get readings and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. She's totally like awesome about it. But this one just flipped out as I was talking about that. 717 star seeds, light codes, awakened love. So you guys could be seeing some 717 going on. Awakened love. There could be some awakenings going on with people's counterparts and that kind of thing. You guys could resonate also with the starseed thing. I know a lot of the times people who are in twin flame connections usually also connect to the whole starseed kind of thing. So there could be connections there too. Pull a couple more cards here. And we have the time is now. No need to wait. Go out on a date. Move on. So maybe not everyone is necessarily ready to move on, But I do feel like more so importantly, what this card is saying is I feel like the time is now to take action, because this doesn't necessarily have to be about love. It could be about anything dealing with our heart's desire. It could be like a passion or an interest. It could be a career. It could be a lot of different things that we simply want to like move forward in, that we want to see progress in. So I feel like if there's something you've been sitting on, like waiting, like, do I want to take action on this? Do I not want to take action on this? This card is basically saying, take action. The time is now. Like, do something about it. It's not the time to just sit around and think about it, talk about it, think about it, talk about it, think about it, talk about it. You could do that till you're blue in the face, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily always bring results and the answers that you need. So let me get one more here, and then I think I'm probably going to wrap it up. I don't think I've gotten any more payments tonight, so I think I'm going to wrap it up after this last card. So at least we've got something here a little bit general for everyone who's been left. And we have confusion. Within a few days, you'll know which way. So if you guys have been dealing with any confusion right now over anything in your life, just remember that confusion is temporary and that God is not the author of confusion either. So if you're confused, just know that that's not the end of the story. That's not the end of the situation. That's just not how it ends, bottom line. So, you know, it says within a few days, you'll know which way. So I feel like this is basically saying just kind of like hold on tight, you know, trust, have faith. You know, if you want to know which way you're going to go, spend a little bit of time in prayer, kind of just, you know, pull back and relax on the situation, and you will definitely get the answers that you're seeking. You will get the signs, you will get the confirmation. You'll just know. You'll know that you'll know that you'll know, kind of a thing. So we're all going to get there. We're all in this together. So let me double check my phone one last time, because I would feel terrible if I missed somebody, but I don't think I did. I think I got everybody in tonight. So let me go to Venmo, refresh you, you're good. PayPal, refresh you, you're also good. So I think we're all good. I think I got everybody in tonight who had paid for a reading. You're very welcome, Lewis. So I think I'm going to wrap things up here, you guys, but I really appreciate you coming out. I will be back for another live, of course, on Friday. And at some point this week, I want to get up like a general pick a card for the month of March. I meant to get it up like over the weekend, but then I kind of got like distracted with this whole idea of creating an oracle deck. And I kind of just like went on that tangent, and I was like, I'll upload a video later. But I will hopefully upload a video sometime between now and Friday, which will be a March, you know, just general March prediction for a pick a card for you guys before Friday. But otherwise, I'll see you here live again on Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, as always. So I hope you guys have a really good week, and I hope it's filled with just like amazing things and blessings and unexpected happy surprises and all that good stuff. So keep sparkling, and I will see you guys on Friday. Mwah! See you later.